Hello, and welcome to Tech Talk. My name is Matthew, and with me, as always, is Sierra. Sierra, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Happy 4th of July.
Yes, happy 4th of July to you as well.
We have a very special guest today with us as well. We have Amber. Hello, Amber. How are you doing?
Hey Matt, how are you? I'm great.
Good, good, and hope you had a good 4th of July as well.
Good. It was very relaxing.
Awesome. Well, we have Amber, of course, joined with Sierra as always here for a very special episode here today. So we'll go ahead and get right into it, talking about Amber's journey into tech. So Amber, I mean that's pretty much the question. You want to tell us a little bit about your journey into tech space?
Sure, I'd love to. So let's just dive right into it. I had a bachelor's degree at the time, and I was in a career field, and I was pretty successful at what I was doing. But for my own personal reasons, I decided to make a shift. My brother is in tech. He kind of turned me on to the idea. Now, mind you, this is totally polar opposite of my bachelor's degree. So we're absolutely switching career fields here. But I said, let's just dive in and test the waters. So I did. I started my master's program, and then I got a message on my LinkedIn from a recruiter, and it was in reference to a tech position. And the rest is kind of history from there. I've been working in tech for a couple of years now, and I have no regrets.
That's amazing. And we definitely love to hear about individuals who really led their career with their passion. It's not always the easiest to say, hey, this has nothing to do with my degree, but let's dive into it. So I love to hear that passion really stem that for you. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into your background and really being a woman in the STEM field and in the tech space. It's definitely a career field that is mostly men, and hopefully that shifts a little bit more in the future. But can you talk a little bit about how your journey as a woman has been in the STEM environment?
Sure. So obviously, it is a little bit of an intimidation when you're in a field that's so predominantly male dominated. And so, coming into tech, one, because I have no background in tech, it's already overwhelming. But two, but most of your counterparts are, all the opposite. They're males. So um, the the thing with it is just I learned, I absorbed, and I never let that, I guess, deter me from what I wanted to do.
Well, way to have that tenacity, Amber, and just that determination is very admirable trait. We want to highlight your areas of success and what's worked for you. I mean, can you talk a little bit? You kind of expand on what you were just talking about, how much you've grown and your accomplishments along the way.
Absolutely. So I want to preface this by saying, like, tech is so self-rewarding that it doesn't matter. Kind of, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but when you accomplish a task yourself, something that you've been working on, whether it's coding or it's a project of some sort, and it works, and you know that you put in that groundwork to make it work, it's like, it's just so refreshing and it's so rewarding. I am on a team now with the AWS platform. I have grown exponentially since graduating from my technical program with Cognitia. And I can't even begin to say how grateful I am for this transition, because it has just been so rewarding to learn, to continue to learn. And tech is something that you'll never know everything about, right? Because it's constantly evolving and changing. But the fact that there's just constantly something to learn, and when you overcome the challenges, because there's always going to be challenges, it is just the best feeling in the world. So um, I'm a lead instructor now with AWS. I've come, a decent way in my short tenure in tech, and I am so proud of where I'm at.
That is amazing, Amber. You have so much to be proud of, really. And while you were talking about your accomplishments, I feel like it was kind of a metaphor for you just even joining the industry of it can be a little bit challenging at first. You don't know what you're getting into, but it's so rewarding once you get there. Just like these accomplishments, where now you're saying with tech, once you are able to build that maybe application, for example, it's so rewarding. Same thing with this career path. Once you get into it, you realize, wow, it is really, really rewarding. And it just goes to show that all of your hard work has truly paid off by excelling so much in your career in a very, very little amount of time. I think that that's an underrated part of how short of a time you were able to take this brand new career path and, just kind of go 0 to 100 with it, which is so amazing to see. And, we're of course all very proud of how much we've even seen you grow. It's been amazing, definitely.
Thanks, Sarah.
So really the big area that I would love to get your advice on is we love to motivate other women in this tech space and in the career field, really about diving into this field. It's such an amazing career path to go towards. As you mentioned, the tech space is always growing. You can never learn it all, unfortunately, but that just means that there's really endless opportunities out there to take advantage of. So can you share some advice that you would have for women starting in the tech space, or maybe even thinking about joining a STEM degree? Can you share some advice that you would have?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is probably going to be the most important piece that I give, and it's a principle that I follow daily, not just with work, but with my day-to-day activities. Never let somebody tell you what you can't do. Um, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks you can or capable of. It's up to you how hard you want to push to rise to the occasion. The sky is kind of the limit. It just depends on how much motivation and dedication you have. There's a wealth of knowledge out there to be learned. And not all of it's going to come from an educational institution. Some things you're just going to learn by experience, by doing, by hands-on. But the takeaway is just never let anybody tell you you can't do something, because you can, and you can definitely prove them wrong.
Amber, that's invaluable, I know, for many of our viewers, and really inspiring. There's a lot of people that are going to be taking away some really good notes here, and just motivation in general, from what you've been able to share with us. So we just really appreciate you being on the show with us today, Amber. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, both Matt and Sierra.
This has been Tech Talk. I am Matthew. With me, as always, has been Sierra. Sierra, thanks again.
Thanks so much, Matt, for having me, as always. And then Amber, thank you so much for joining us. As Matt mentioned, your motivation, I think, will really be impactful for a lot of individuals out there. So thank you so much as well.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for listening. We'll see you next time.